Promised us a little bit of AV excitement. There's going to be all sorts of things going on. Now, Martin, are you ready to do your thing? I just realised I haven't seen you, so I'm going to introduce you and we're ready to kick off. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more act before the break, so this is the time to release loads of energy because you're going to recharge using nature's energy, by which I mean alcohol, in the intermission. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to meet your last act of the first half? Would you please welcome to the stage, Martin Curry!
Sound about this, Rick. Welcome to the Raygun Consultancy. This isn't really science, but I make no apology for that. This is one of our secret bases in Sheffield. Rayguns can be made out of any old tat, as you can see, and they always work. It's very unfortunate. Most rays are silent and invisible, so you can be wiping out your neighbours while pulling the trigger, thinking nothing's happening. This one removes the interstitial bonds between molecules. I used it as a can opener for quite a long time. It took up rather a lot of space in the cutlery drawer, unfortunately, but and then I discovered my eldest son was taking the tops off double-decker buses as they went past his bedroom window. In his defence, they were out of service, double-decker buses, but I couldn't really condone the behaviour. So we had to impound this one. If we're going to move on to the next one, please. Lepton agitator. It's a nice little gun, this. It's set to skeletonise for a laugh, but it's very too small to use with gloves, which is unfortunate because it's prone to intense overheating. You have to drop it in a bucket of water every time you use it. Is it waterproof, you ask? No, of course not. This is the tachyon carrier beam. You shoot somebody with that and they're guaranteed to die at some stage in the future. It's a very nasty one, it's 100% effective. This is thank you, a very helpful caption, the profanerizer. The worse the swear word you shout into the little microphone grill there, the more powerful the blast. However, we feel the battlefield is already an unpleasant environment without people resorting to unnecessary crude language. So we impounded this one as well. Also, if an intense argument goes on with this one around, you have to sing in nursery rhymes and things to calm it down. There's more to Raygun care than you might imagine. This is the kinetic exaggerator. A couple of solenoids whip a little weight backwards and forwards, and it massively exaggerates the kinetic force into something that will knock down a skyscraper. However, Newtonian physics do apply, and it'll take your arm off with the recoil. So it's a two-use only weapon, really. This one's going to turn squirrels into vegetarians. People don't remember what it was like in the squirrels was man's major predator. We saw earlier about the way the population's going up since this one came into effect. There's still a race memory of what it used to be like. It's the reason people take dogs and small children with them into the park. We're leaving that one apparently. Oh, this is a nice one. This is very exciting. This one will put out any sort of beam that you want. It's a very broad spectrum emitter. Unfortunately, you have to program it. We're putting a cassette at the top here. It's from the early 1980s. It takes about 90 minutes to download the program, 40% success rate. So it's not great in a hot fire situation. We attempted to put a USB port on it, but it hasn't taken. Somebody said we'll put a 3.5-inch floppy on it, but frankly nobody's very enthusiastic. This is a very nasty one. Yeah, it's got a rather long title. It's a lepton agitator again, but it's got a leaf pop-off ghost fuel smasher on it, which as you know, is a ridiculous combination. It's got a telescopic sight on it as well, because you want to be nowhere near the target when you fire this one at somebody. Were I to shoot you with this one, you would of course be obliterated, but then I'd take part of the building behind you and probably take the planet out while I was at it. The beam would then continue on into infinity, unstitching reality as it went, and eventually bisecting the universe, which you think is bad. Now, unfortunately, it's rather typical of Raygun design. It's got no, as you see, it's got no trigger guard on it, and it's got no safety catch on it, so we had to cover it in with warning stickers to render it harmless. I find this one a bit of a heavy responsibility, to be honest, and, but it's out of focus. Let's try that, okay. Can we move on, please? So this is a live feed. My assistant is sending me this from Sheffield. He did that sticker. Okay. What's next? Oh, the interplanetary sniper rifle. It's got optical sights on it, so if you think about it, this isn't a great thing, because we would say it's one to shoot a Martian, which is an unfair thing to do because there aren't very many of them left. It takes between 2 and 22 minutes for light to reach us from Mars, and it takes a similar amount of time for the beam to go back again, by which time, of course, both planets have rotated and both have moved on, and so it's only accurate to within about 450,000 miles, which we feel is inadequate for a precision weapon. This one's got a broken end. I'm afraid I did that in a fit of pique. This one absolutely convinces the person that's been shot that they're really great at singing and dancing and the world must know about it. And until that video is removed from YouTube, my staff are not getting paid. It's behind a force field now, so it's pretty safe. And of course I've smashed the end. We'll go next. Oh, this is some of our equipment. It's the cilioscope. It measures how far from practical or useful an object is. It's quite lively at the moment. Oh, the time travel helmet. We've absolutely cracked time travel. I know you're going to say it's impossible, but we've done it. Forwards, backwards in time, wherever, whenever you want to be. Does only take your head with it, unfortunately. But you know, we think too much is made of that. We thought cracking time travel was quite a big deal, to be honest. And people go on about the head thing. This is the anachronometer. We leave this switched on now. It allows things from the past to exist in the present. People have really got used to that function. So we leave it switched on. Don't worry. This is a very, very important safety device. This is the reel-to-reality tape recorder. When we do something to reality that we really feel we shouldn't have done, we just edit that bit out, close it with a bit of sellotape and send reality on its way again. And it works very effectively. And we keep the little pieces as well. Right, what's next? Oh, this is a nice one. This is a passive Raygun. If somebody fires a ray at you, you pull it out of your pocket, you pull the trigger, and it gathers the ray and then returns it to exactly where it came from. Unfortunately, rays do travel at the speed of light, so you need quite good reactions. But on paper, it works fabulously well. I can't remember where I'm going next. Oh, this is a Stone Age Raygun. It uses a cold fusion reaction to produce a quite feisty plasma bolt with several megatons of energy, which flies at its opponent and then uses most of that energy, transforming itself into a fist-sized rock, which strikes the target with moderate force. We think they're limited by the imagination of the people that built them. That's one of a kind, but no one's been discovered. Oh, we've lost transmission. Oh no, here we go. Oh right, yes, the laser scanner. It disintegrates people, as you might expect. But then it records every fibre of the being of their soul and body on the quite hefty hard drive that's accompanying it, that comes with it. Then, should you experience regret from disintegrating somebody, which I find happens, you can plug it into the bioprinter that comes with it and print the person out again. And that's all well and good, but unfortunately the ink's really expensive, so I can only afford to print people out about that. And I find that leads to some quite bad feeling and some hurtful language. Much better had I not disintegrated them in the first place, hence self-defeating Raygun. I think we're nearly done. I've got 38 seconds left, I hope we're nearly done. This is the credible array. which subtly realise reality to fit in with whatever you're saying. So people absolutely believe every word that you say. Unfortunately, you use it 4 or 5 times and you get interference patterns in these realities, and people think you talk complete garbage. I'm perilously close to this point myself, but I think I'm all right. So I hope that's warned you of some of the dangers of Rayguns. Please don't build Rayguns. And if you find a Raygun component, a piece of metal or plastic, or practically anything really, if you could ring the authorities, you'll get a very similar response from whichever emergency service you're in. But do please stay away from the Ray. Thank you very much.
Let's summarise. I want all of them. I've got so many vendettas I need to carry out. Right, we're about to go into the break. For those of you who've never had a break before, you've got 2 jobs. The first job is to get as much liquid into your body as possible. The second job is to get as much liquid out of your body as possible. We're going to have a 15-minute break and then we'll be right back here with the second half. But just before you go, there's a tradition where I read the names of everyone you've seen in the first half, and you clap and cheer so loud you can't hear any of them, thus rendering the whole thing pointless. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first half you saw Nate Adams!